Ender was on the bench midweek, and he's worked this week. And George has trained yesterday, and he'll train today. And if he comes through that, then he'll be on the train. I think we're on the train. Jack's had a couple of issues, which we knew that would be the case. And Xander working extremely hard. Both the boys, as you imagine, they've got brilliant attitudes. They all want to be out there fighting for the teammates. They all want to be out there on the grass. They all want to be part of it. But obviously, it's dictated by medical department and people more qualified for me. If it was me, I'd try and get them out there. You know that. And but not to be at the moment. But welcome back straight away. Into a group that knows how important these two players are. Yeah, I think I don't think I've never seen. I've managed and I've seen a lot of players and I've managed a lot of teams that have played fair football. I don't think that we've played fair football all season. Is there a touch of lack of belief and confidence, whether to take a risk and reward and play with that freedom and momentum that comes with a team that wins games of football and is on the front foot? No, understandably so. But I've never really seen a fear in players that they've not wanted to get on the ball and hide. It's my biggest thing in football. As soon as you do that in any walk of any game of football, at any level, you're down to 10, you're down to 9, you're down to 8. That makes it really difficult to get a performance and to get a result, and I've never really seen that. I've seen players that, I think you look back at it, and I think when we analyse this season and reflect on the season, I think it's only right to reflect, as I've said before, at the end of the season, you'll have seen players that have been out of form, and that for me at times has been a struggle to accept and understand, but it happens. Big players that have not played to the best of their ability where they did previously, and obviously that affects everybody. But they're getting back on that. They're getting back to the form that they have produced, because you don't get any sort of result, and you don't get the results that we've got over the last sort of 2 or 3 weeks, winning at Old Trafford, a couple of wins at home, a tight game at I was going to say Main Road there for one, but it wasn't. At Man City and at Chelsea, if you're completely out of form. So delighted for Jayden. He's an exciting player, and I believe it's a good signing for us, both of the young players. Give a little bit of strength in depth to the group, and we're always going to be pushing, and obviously Jayden's had an opportunity and absolutely grabbed it with both hands. The tight games that we had last year with them, both games, and this is an experienced, established Premier League side that had a struggle last year, but have made a couple of signings, kept everybody fit. I mean, I know they've got a few injury issues for Monday night, but genuinely their players have been in form and kept them fit. That's a familiar story, isn't it? And one that we can relate to. And when top players or players don't play to the form that they can play at and produce, and you get a few injuries and a few disruptions to your side, then it affects it. But still tight games, as they were on the receiving end of tight games, as have been. But as I said, spectacular job by David. Not surprised, and they've got some really good players, and even though people talk about our previous games and now, it ain't straightforward. It's not 15 straightforward games. There's some really tough opponents in front of us, some tough challenges ahead of us, and ones that we know we have to go and win games of football in.
I don't think they've been an easy team for MD to play against Sheffield United for certainly the couple of years they've been in the Premier League. So, no, but also I'd say I don't think there's any easy games in the Premier League. Whoever you play is a tough game. Well, I believe they'll have taken confidence from the results at Old Trafford, and they went to Man City and played very well and were a bit unlucky to lose by a goal. they're a side which don't concede too many goals. They're always in and around the game. They've got a run in the cup going at the moment as well. So I think certainly they were always a difficult challenge, but I think at this present time they're a more difficult challenge because they know that every game they lose now will make it incredibly difficult for them. But every one they pick up will give them more hope. So we've got to do a job. We've done a job recently against similar teams, and we have to make sure we do a professional job and pick up 3 points.
So West Ham away now on Monday night. It's an interesting game to go into now after getting through in the cup pretty easily. Like 1-0 with a penalty, it doesn't look great on paper, but we were comfortable in the game. Bristol City never really looked like causes too many problems other than early on in the second half. And McGoldrick's shot would have gone in had they not handled it on the line anyway. So, deserved win coming off the back of losing against Chelsea, and I think that was deserved not to get anything out of that game, even though I thought we were all right. But yeah, West Ham, it's really interesting because look at this time last season, we were the ones pushing for Europe and West Ham were getting themselves in a relegation scrap, and that's been completely turned on its head this season. They've looked a really good side. Moyes has got them playing some good stuff and look really well set. They've got Jesse Lingard, who we were linked with for a long time, who I don't know how he didn't necessarily fit into our system, but we would never have afforded his wages anyway, but he looks a decent acquisition. They've got Sufc available after his red card got overturned, and he's a threat early from set pieces, which we are known not to be very good from. But yeah, I think they're good money for Europa League finish this season. West Ham are a really, really tough side. Away from home, I don't really see us getting anything but a good performance is all I'm asking for, and maybe if we can snatch a point, that'd be ideal. Looking forward to seeing Jayden Bogle continue his great form, but I'm still undecided who I want to see up front. I think I want to see Sharp and probably McGoldrick go alongside him, but I'm not 100% sure on that yet, but we'll have to wait and see, and let's hope we can get a result. Come on, you Blades.
These bloody glasses. My wife must be blind, which would explain a lot, I suppose. Hello everyone, it's Mark from the Tufty Club. We'll hear from the other two in a bit, but I'm going to start by saying if you've listened to any of the podcasts recently, you'll know that we think we've been playing pretty well this year. Improvement on the last year, not that it could have got any worse, but I think the West Ham game is going to be a bit of a different proposition. The sixth for a reason, and yeah, it's going to be a tough place to go and get any sort of result. I think we can get a result there, depending on if we turn up, if we play well. But yeah, it's going to be tricky, and they've come off the back of some bad results actually recently. I think they've lost 3, drawn 1 recently, and the results before that were against teams down at the bottom for the most part, I think. So yeah, I think we're going to have to be on it to do anything. But yeah, they're on a bad run, so who knows? David? Well, you say they're on the back of a bad run, but yeah, we could get sloppy, and a bad run just means I think they're due one, unfortunately, and I think we're in line for a walloping. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think we can repeat some of the performance we've had recently. That game when Basham was everywhere and outstanding, fully deserved his 6.5 out of 10 in my match report. But I just think this is going to be a game too far for us, and they're just a better team than us. Andrew. Well, I can't even do an impression of Andy. I'm not even going to try. If Andy was here, I'm sure he'd say, don't play Billy Sharp, because he thinks he offers nothing. But he scores, doesn't he? So it's, in terms of the team, I'd like to see us pretty much pick the team we've been picking. I think when I say they're all fit, who knows if they're all fit, but I think the defence sort of picks itself at the minute. You go with the strongest players you've got back there. I'd stick probably with the flat midfield. Try Norwood again. I think he's not been great recently. He's a bit of a liability when teams want to run through the middle, but I think we'll want to keep it tight. I don't know what the other two think. They're not even bothered to speak to me today, lazy gits. But yeah, regardless, I'd start McGoldrick, and probably play sharp with him. Give you options off the bench. I don't know. As long as we start McGoldrick, start that team, yeah, we can have a go. But I think we're going to struggle, to be honest. Lose 2-0.
Hi guys, quick video for Johnny at Shoreham View. Blades at West Ham on Monday, down in smoke. It's one of them games that you just got to go for, really. Like that Man U game, you just got to go for it. Man City game, just got to go for it. West Ham, same. Now they're playing really well, but I think we've just got to make it as difficult as possible for them to try and break us down. We seem to do all right at compacting the game and making teams struggle to play, and it's just about then being open and expansive at the other end. And I think the key to that, again, everyone's going to say that you don't like people being singled out and he thinks it's like nasty towards that specific player, but sometimes a player does need singling out, and Brewster doesn't contribute enough at the minute. He's not working as hard as everybody else. Sharp works 10 times harder than Brewster's ever worked in any game, and Sharp's like older than most of us, like same age as people's dads. So yeah, I feel that it shouldn't be Brewster up front. I feel like it should be McBurney and maybe McGoldrick, or play that same role again and play 3 strikers and play Sharp. Hopefully Moussa can come back, and hopefully he can have an impact with some pace, because West Ham aren't blessed with great pace at the back, and that could be a way of exploiting that team. But again, it all depends on the system and how we set up, but hopefully we can at least get a draw. Come on, Blades.
On to West Ham away. Used to be a rivalry there, not so much now, is there? Especially with no fans and that shite ground of theirs, with no atmosphere. I think it'll be a low scoring game, could go anywhere. They could win it by 1, we could win it by 1. Bit gutted he got his appeal overturned, because he's bound to score from a set piece, isn't he? But just carry on playing, carry on seeing improvements, getting these young kids some experience. I think they're all showing signs of ability now, that that main players are actually playing better. We'll see.
So next up is West Ham on Monday evening. Fair play to West Ham, as much as I don't like them, they're playing well this season and they're up there fighting for Europe. So yeah, I suppose well done to them. So it's going to be a tough game. I would like to think we could get something out of it though. It depends on his lineup. I want to see the same lineup that played against West Brom. I want to see Didzy and Sharp up front, because I just think we play the better football when they're on. Every time McBurney's on, we go a lot more direct and bypasses midfield. And the way Fleck's been playing at the moment, you need to bring him into the game. So yes, that lineup against West Brom, man, I don't think we'll go too far wrong. So let's hope so. So come on, Blades.